Hello ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games. Welcome to an Atlas tutorial. Today I'm going to be taking you through all the brand new changes to claim territory. If you don't know, update 10 has given us a bunch of new features, a bunch of new things that have to be taken notice of if you're playing on official servers or you've got quite a large community. It has massive ramifications for building, so don't get caught out. Don't have people building on your land if they don't have to. There is all sorts of things you can do. If you're completely brand new to claiming, you have to go up to an area that you want to claim and press the F1 key. That will bring up the flag and you can plant it down, and depending on where you are, it may take 10 minutes if it's uncontested or much longer. I'm placing my marker down here on a buoy that's already been there, so I'm contesting this land marker and it will take a lot longer to actually do, but that's how you do it if you're brand new to claiming. The claim zone will be fairly large, but if you're trying to get hold of a big piece of land, you're going to need to put multiple claim markers. It's really hard on official servers at the moment to get hold of land. I will be very surprised if you can find any at all, even on PvE, where it's actually worse because people want lots of land to build and do all the things that they want to do in PvE. It's certainly not a perfect system, but I think it's pretty much the only system they're going to be utilising in Atlas for a good long time. So get used to it, find somewhere that you can place a flag down and be prepared for PvP to be contested and have to actually fight over it. Now the latest updates actually add more options. Rather than changing lots of things, they're just adding a bunch more features to supplement and make things a lot better. If you want to tax people, if you want to make alliances able to build, but be aware there's a big change coming on Thursday, the 10th of January. This is when all these brand new claim procedures go live. So you've got till then to prepare and make sure you're not caught out by your land suddenly being able to be built upon by anyone. To start, you're going to need your claim flag, and that's where it all begins. Hold the E button on it and you've got your radio dial, which will give you a bunch of different options. You can change your territory build allowance so that everyone can build on your land. You can change it so it's only company only, or you can change it to company and alliance. Now as usual, you can still set your territory message and you can leave a message for other enemy territories or other territory owners. But some new features I'm pretty sure have only just been added are that you can copy your territory build settings to all region claim flags. So that means any areas, any claims in your area, your land, will have the same settings. You can also change your activation rank, but this is where it gets really good. You can include company ID build. So if you're in an alliance, maybe it's a little bit fragile, maybe you don't necessarily want certain people being able to build in your areas, you can exclude or include them from building. Now, to get the ID number, you are going to need to go over to one of their structures. I'm playing on official PvP EU, so we've got to do this quick before I get shot by some enemies, as we're in a pretty precarious situation at the moment. We've just landed on this island, we've been sort of bartering and finding a way to get some purchase on here. And we're in a situation where we're surrounded by a huge amount of alliance members that aren't necessarily that friendly. Now you can see I'm in enemy territory here, but if we find a structure of theirs, you'll see that it's also got the company ID underneath. So we're going to copy that number, write it down, and then come over to the claims. So if we want them to be able to build on our territory, but we don't want other people from our alliances to build, you can include their company ID here. Once you've done that, you've basically allowed them to build in your territories. If you want to remove them from being able to build, you can simply go to remove company ID build inclusions and you can take them off so they won't be able to build. If you don't want people being able to build on your land whatsoever, then obviously you just set your territory build to your company or to your company and alliances. If, like I said, you do want a couple of alliances being able to build in your territory or a couple certain specific people, then you'd need to set your actual territory claim flag to company only and then include the company ID builds so that they're included in the building. One thing to note though, if you change any of these options where you're adjusting who can build in the territory overall, whether it's your company, whether it's alliance or whether it's just you, it does wipe out the list. So you would need to put individually every single company number that you're allowing to build in your territory again. There are some other major changes too. You can now see exactly how many claims there are in an area just by looking at the claim flag. So we've only got 2 at the moment, If we go over to an enemy one, we'll see how many they've got. Now bear in mind, it is early access. There is a small glitch at the moment. They've got 3 claims in this area. In actual fact, there may be more. It's currently listed as a few claims, but when you actually go around and explore, you might come and find out that you've got a lot more areas actually claimed, a lot more flags than what it says. So I'm sure this is just a side effect of the latest update, but that's the plan. Every time you come to one of these flags, you will see exactly how many claimed flags are in this landmass. You've also got the option so that you can see all the enemy contestants as well. So if there does happen to be more than one company trying to fight over some land, it will highlight and show exactly who is fighting. Now don't forget, if you hold the H key, you will be able to see exactly the territory landmarks as well anyway. That's always been in the game. So another thing H also does, it shows exactly whose claim it is. You can see I've got a green icon above our one, so that means it's ours. And you can see we've got a blue icon above these guys because they're part of our alliance. It's also blue because that means they won't allow us to build on this area. If you're friendly with your alliance and they do allow you to build, then that should be a purple coloured flag. And of course, if they're your enemies and they're red, then that obviously just means you can't build on that area anyway. And then lastly, if the flag is yellow, it means that your enemies are allowing you to build within them. So make sure all your flags have the correct settings. If you don't want anyone building, you need to make sure all your flags are green. So make sure you know about what's going on when you're trying to settle on another piece of land owned by others. A few more things to note about claim flags. The time required to steal an enemy claim has now decreased the more claims the enemy team has. So obviously it remembers exactly how many claims there are in this area or this server or this piece of land. And so the more people you can set up more claims, the better it is for you. The quicker you'll be able to take over whole parts of other islands. Now the reason this is such a big deal, of course, is that on Thursday, when it supposedly goes live, as this has just been implemented in the latest update, all flags are going to be set to everyone can build. So unless you've gone and actually changed your claim flags right now so that it's only company or only alliance, it means everyone will be able to build on your land. That's why it's so important you go and check your claim flags right now to make sure there are no hiccups when it goes live on Thursday. Also point out as well that admins are only able to make changes to company claims, and the best part of all of this is that you actually get a tax set. Now you're still going to need the tax bank to actually set exactly who is paying what taxes, and so you will eventually, if you get a big enough land space, you'll be able to set real government taxes on who exactly is taxed. At the moment, before that, it was previously a general stat, I do believe, where you could make people pay whatever you wanted in terms of tax, how much they would get by harvesting resources. But now you can change that individually to each individual company by utilising the claim flag and new options. So if you've got a real good friendly alliance part of your big network, you may want to set them only a 10% tax or no tax. Whereas other alliances you're not too sure of, you may want to set them a big tax until you've got their trust. I'm really starting to enjoy Atlas. I'm loving this side of the game where it's all about, you know, negotiations and deciding who gets what land and is it going to lead to war. So hopefully these new claim procedures will help you out. If I've missed anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. But that is how the new claim procedure works. Don't get caught out. If you've got a very large area with lots of claims, make sure you've set it to company or company alliance only to stop anyone else from being able to build on your land. I will be doing a detailed guide on taxation as well coming up in the next couple of days. So make sure you look out for that. That will go hand in hand with this so you know exactly how to start taxating and who you can tax individually out of the companies that are on your land. I am Jade Plays Games. I'll see you rat bags for another Atlas video very soon. Don't forget to like, make sure you subscribed, and if you want to, please tick the bell icon so you get notifications every time I upload. Also, if you do want to join my company on official PvP, join the Discord down below. We're approaching nearly 45 members now. We've got a whole fleet of ships and we're rapidly expanding as I'm showing you right now. We've got specific roles that we're looking for as well. We are pirates, but we do have a little bit of order, but we're certainly not a bunch of farmers. So if you're looking for some high adventure and maybe some underhand tactics, make sure you come and join my crew. Active members only, you don't have to be on all the time, but when you are on, making sure that you're pulling your weight and actually doing some stuff. We've also partnered up with Frisonis, and Nublitz has joined us too.
Oh, is that you?
So if you want to become part of a fairly decent pirate group, then make sure you come and join my Discord and say and shout out. Until then, rat baggers, I will see you later from the Ravengers.